Hey guys, we're gonna switch it up on you. We were gonna do gray grout lines on this wall, but I actually wanna take this opportunity to show you how to apply our decorative wall kits. You guys can get those right off our website. Now, since it is gray and it does have a texture, it's basically similar to what your painted walls in your house are gonna be. And the fact that it's gray, but we want black grout lines, all I'm gonna do is paint the wall black using any interior paint. We're gonna be doing semi-gloss. That's gonna give us our black grout line color, and then you guys are gonna see the rest of the process. We're gonna be mimicking decorative concrete tilt-up walls that are interior in a cool custom hashtag, Leggari Nation in the middle, and you're gonna see the full process coming up. So what I did is I kind of mapped out our design. So you can see here, we got our hashtag Leggari Nation in the middle. Now, I'm not the greatest drawer, but you gotta get the idea. So what we did is we made our marks on the edge of the walls. We're gonna run these long lines with our filament tape first, and then we're gonna make sure we get this centered. We're gonna get this square figured out first, get it centered, and then we'll kind of split the difference from there. So we'll work on this one after we get all our horizontal lines done, get the logo area done, make sure it fits and looks symmetrical, and then we'll finish out these, and then we'll add the dots. It's gonna be really cool. So all right, so now that we have our massive center tile, we're just gonna split the difference. So obviously we know this is center to this tile, so we can just run a mark to there. That'll be center. Do the same thing here. And then once we have those, we'll find center of these, run a mark. It's gonna look awesome. Now that we have our design done, our pattern is looking really cool. Now I'm gonna show you how to seal in all these lines to minimize any bleed marks from our concrete overlay. And again, guys, this goes for the same thing when you're painting walls, or you wanna get nice straight walls on any textured surface. Once you tape it off, paint the same color over your tape. That'll seal it up to minimize the bleed marks. So what I'm gonna do is just take the same color paint over all the spots, all the dots we made, paint around these to help seal those up, all the tape lines, let that dry, and then we'll apply our prep replacement primer and start coating. So So this prep replacement primer is gonna help us get a chemical bond to that smooth paint wall, and then our overlay is gonna bond to that. So the system works extremely well together with the prep replacement and our overlay, and then the prep's gonna chemically bond to that paint. So you're gonna get a really good adhesion with this process. So, all right, so we're gonna use a 3/8 snap roller, 18-inch, and then a 18-inch roller tray. We put a plastic bag over so we don't have to clean it out. And this primer's, we're not gonna need all this primer, obviously. It goes really, really far. So I don't wanna just dump it all in there. And we're just gonna apply this like we're painting a wall. So I want to go over how to mix the first coat, your texture coat of your concrete wall kit. So first thing we want to do, get a mixing station set up. If you're mixing inside, it's good to have a vacuum to suck the dust that's going to come out. Make sure you guys are wearing masks. If you can mix it outside, you don't necessarily need a vacuum, but you should be wearing a mask. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up the polymer. We're going to dump half of the polymer into a trash can because we're mixing 2 bags. That's not going to fit in a 5-gallon bucket. And then we're going to mix the polymer up because a lot of that polymer will settle, and then we'll pour the remaining polymer into the trash can. So that's the first step. And then once we have the liquid polymer into the trash can, we can add our 2 bags. Now you want to pour the overlay slow. You don't want big old chunks falling out because they'll go straight to the bottom. They'll kind of weld to the bottom, and they'll be hard to mix in. So you'll see we'll kind of pour it slow, and I'm going to be spinning the drill full speed. We'll have the vacuum going, and so it's 2 bags to 1 5-gallon polymer. So we're going to be applying it to the wall using an 18-inch roller. That's how we're going to get it on the wall. And then I'm going to flatten it off with the squeegee. So we're going to use a 1/2-inch nap, a little bigger nap. It'll hold more material. It'll just make it go a lot faster. So it's simple. Just dip your 18-inch roller in there, get a bunch of that overlay product on here. I'm going to apply it to the wall, and you always want to start and push up. The tools we're going to use for this coat, just a big metal scraper attached to a handle, and then same thing, 1/2-inch nap roller. And I'm going to use a 9-inch on this just so you guys can see a 9-inch we can just dip out of the bucket. It is kind of nice. So what I like to do first is pre-hydrate. We call it pre-hydrating, and we want to just mist it because it takes a minute for it to soak in. And last thing we want is a bunch of drips and just too much water on the wall. So I'll go through, I'll hit a spot, and then you can kind of see it starts to soak in. It's always good to pre-hydrate the whole wall, and then start coating. And then as we're coating, we'll probably wind up spraying it here and there to keep this overlay satisfied with the moisture, so it's not taking it away from our next coat. All right, we are ready to apply it. So since we're gonna use a 9-inch on this, we can simply dip out of the bucket. It does make it nice. So Kyle's gonna apply it just like we did the texture coat. But again, this is our scratch coat, so it's like a paste, and we're gonna be scratching it tight to fill in the low spots, and that's gonna create a smooth concrete surface. So we're gonna get right to it. That's how you put a logo on a wall. A few things I want to point out, guys. If you just want to do a cool logo, maybe your business, maybe in your office space, your commercial building, maybe your restaurant, maybe your game room, you can do these logos just like we did this right over your painted wall. So same exact process, and it's not going to look like you just painted it on there because we have depth here. It's sticking out away from the wall. It's not thin like paint. So you can do these logos anywhere you want. You don't have to do the whole concrete wall like we did. You can simply just put this over. Say you had a white wall and you wanted to do a cool logo, you could just put the logo on. So we have about 7 colors that you guys can choose from for logo designs. You can mix and match however you want, but again, that's just another option if you guys are wanting to just do a simple, cool logo on your wall. But now we're gonna actually show you how to stain and do like an antiquing to this wall, because we want this to look like a weathered concrete wall, add a lot of depth, character to this wall. I want to go over just the stain options for you guys so you can kind of see them all up against the wall. So this is just the gray like we did here. Now this is sealed, these are all sealed, so this will darken up a little bit when it's sealed, but these are kind of the stain options. So we have our light gray, so this is just standard gray basically, light gray, dark gray, black, light brown, medium brown, dark brown. So a lot of different options when you guys are doing the staining. And we're gonna probably go with the light gray just because we don't want to make it too dark since we have the black grout lines. We want to kind of just add some cool variations throughout it, and you'll see when we stain it what that does to the wall, but it adds a lot of character to the wall. So
I'm Tim Crumlin, one of the founders of Leggari Products. We spent the last 3 years building an extensive online training for the coating industry. It's called Leggari Academy. And the best part, it's affordable. But trust me, affordable doesn't mean cheap. It took over 20,000 man hours and over $500,000 to create. There's absolutely not a better training anywhere for the coating industry. It doesn't exist. But it's not just the training. See, Leggari Products offers unparalleled support long after the training as you build your business. Here at our headquarters, we've kind of made it really clear to everyone. We're only successful if we can make you successful. So put us to the test. Join the Academy today and get a partner that actually cares about your success. Welcome to the Academy.
all right, so the antiquing, what we kind of call it, very cool process, and you can see it's just really random. What's happening is Tim's spraying it in front of me, as you can see, and then there's spots that are drying over here. Once it gets to about that point, you start rubbing it around and smearing it around. So you want some dry spots throughout, some wet spots, and that's what gives you all these highlighted deep spots, right? We got some darkness here, lighter there. It's just really random. So it adds a lot of character to the walls. And then once it kind of starts to dry out, you just kind of rub it around. Just curious your guys' thoughts. Comment below if you like that natural gray color or if you liked it when it was stained like this. So let us know what you guys like more. I'm leaning more towards, I always like that natural gray concrete look, but the stain's super cool. It looks really weathered and just old and rustic. Awesome, awesome look with the stains, and there's unlimited options as far as staining, colors, combos, designs, textures. So, but yeah, comment below. Let us know if you like the natural gray concrete look more or after it's stained. So you guys saw me mix up the urethane. We're just gonna dip and roll, 18-inch roller tray, plastic bag in it. Make sure you guys are using those contractor thick bags that we don't tear holes in them, and you can just take the bag out, throw it away. You don't have to clean these 18-inch roller trays out. It's really nice. And then 3/8 snap roller, de-shedded, and again, just dip and roll. I'm gonna start at one end, work my way across.